Good evening, one. Good evening, all, and welcome to the Toon Review for tonight's Euro 2024 preview. Of course, the heat gets taken off Newcastle United for a bit as we look at the Euros. All we're going to do is have a look at the groups, see who the big hitters are, and maybe predict who we think might end up winning Euro 2024. Of course, you'll get full coverage of the tournament right here on the Toon Review. Lots of commentaries as well, whether it be me and Billy or Billy himself or Alex as well, for England games, etc. So there'll be plenty. Billy wants to commentate on them all. Billy's really looking forward to Euro 2024. So there'll be plenty coverage here on the Toon Review for you. But if you do enjoy tonight's show, as usual, please do hit the like button. And if you're new, why not subscribe? Come and be part of a wonderful community here on the Toon Review. And also hit the bell, which will let you know when we upload any videos or we schedule in the lives. You can, of course, become a member of the Toon Review by hitting the join button and supporting the channel that way. And you can super chat as usual by the $ at the bottom of the live comments, which will guarantee your comments to be read out on the show. Scott Penrose has been a member for 2 months and said, excited for the Euros. I'll be here for it all. How are the lads? Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. Good evening to everyone out there too.
And of course, the tournament build-up is now well and truly on, with certainly from an English point of view, a lot of the pundits are, well, basically saying that they are confident of England winning the Euros. We will have a look at that when we look at all the groups and see how this might play out. But as an England fan, Billy, how are you feeling going into the tournament?
Yeah, not so confident as what the pundits are. If I'm perfectly honest, I think the midfield and the attack are fantastic, but the defence, not for me. I don't think the defence is good, anywhere near good enough to win a major championship, and so I can't see us getting anywhere near it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit confirmed against Iceland, really. The defending was awful. Warren Dinning, thank you for your super chat. There isn't a comment there, but thank you very much for your first ever super chat on the channel. Much appreciated. Alex, I know you're very big on international football. You like the England side of things. As a fan, where do you sit now going into the tournament?
I'd say on the fence, but not even that. I mean, I'm not as optimistic as I was in the previous tournaments. You know, we got all the way to the final of the last Euros and arguably should have won that final. Defensive concentration, conceding to a corner, and then we were the best team over the 90 minutes, well, over the whole game, and then obviously lost on penalties. So Italy didn't win that in open play. They had to win it through penalties. And it was a shame. And I don't think we're good enough this tournament to go all the way, unfortunately. But I am looking forward to it because there's lots of exciting teams. And yeah, it's just nice to have something a bit different. It's nice to have a break from the Premier League sometimes.
Yeah,
and the standard
absolutely.
schedule it's good.
I mean, look, I don't think this nation is sold on England football team at the minute because of basically the manager and the negativity and the negative football that he plays. But when these big tournaments come along, I mean, this is what we like to see in the summer. We like to see some sort of competitions going on so that the football continues, obviously. But obviously the Euros and the World Cup, they're the big ones that we like to see. And this one is no different. It is going to be very difficult, in my opinion, for England to win this tournament because, like Billy said at the start there, the defence. Very, very, very worried about the defence. Left back, I mean, if Trippier starts there, I'm still not too sure about him in the left back position. We just lack real quality, lack a proper left back there. I mean, I've seen Luke Shaw training, but whether he's fit enough to start the tournament, who the hell knows? Alexander says, I'm not going to be biased, but I think outside my country of France, Germany or Netherlands can take it. Ian Fleming, thank you for your super chat. He says, who do you think Scotland will play in the final of the Euros, guys?
Gibraltar.
Ken says, evening, Paul, Billy, and Alex. Euro 24, Anthony Gordon to score the winner for us in the final against Portugal. That'll do me. Listen, Portugal are always there or thereabouts. It really doesn't matter. They've got some talent, as we'll take a look at throughout the show. Johnny Rick says, Paul, did you get the email I sent last night? Made you some music for your giveaway countdown. Yes, I've got the email. I haven't opened it yet, but I will take a look at that. I've been super busy. Obviously, with these live shows, two a day at the minute, it's very time consuming. Too much inexperience in the side. Don't know why they didn't get a new manager in so he could have this tournament to work with the players. NUFC Ollie says Lewis Hall should have made the team. If Wharton is in, he should be. We have no left back. Seems like Trippier nailed on to start the first game at left back. Sure to have a run out later on. Well, we'll see what happens with Luke Shaw. Netherlands currently beating Iceland 4-0.
Yeah, good luck to all the Americans tonight as well, because you've got Brazil.
Yes, indeed.
Is that the Copa America, is it? Was that just a warm-up match?
I think it's a warm-up game. I think it's a warm-up. It might not be, but I think it's a warm-up game. But yeah, we lose to Iceland at home, and Netherlands are absolutely crucifying them. So it doesn't really say a lot for us. Well, let's dive in. Let's take a look. The first group, obviously Group A. I've got the list of the groups up, but we'll look at Group A first, which consists of Germany, Scotland, Hungary, and Switzerland. Now, Billy, I would assume that Germany are favourites, obviously. You know, being the home country, but Scotland will fancy the chances to finish in the top two here.
No, I think Hungary will be second in that group. The players they've got. We've seen them demolish England before 2 years ago. Szoboszlai, players like that, Shalai, got some good players. And Switzerland also aren't no mugs. But the Scots will they'll definitely compete. And I think they may even compete with Germany. I don't think Germany are nailed on to win the league. So it's going to be a good group, that.
That'll be interesting. Hope you're going to talk about the other teams and not just England. Yes, that's why it's a Euro 2024 preview. Mike says, I'll be glad
not Wales, because haven't qualified.
Oh dear. I'll be glad if Scotland get out of the group stage. Look, yes, Hungary are a good side, and never in a million years is Billy going to suggest that Scotland will finish in the top two of any tournament, because he's not keen on the Scots. I mean, he's just not.
I like the Scots.
If you want to see what Billy feels about the Scots, just go back a couple of years on this show. And you'll see, even before he was a host on here, he would put comments in that would send the Scottish crazy. Agent Text Stream says, have you had any offers to help with the intro? No. I'm still looking for somebody to help me with it. I need to change the last bit of it, that Newcastle strip, to the new one. If anyone can do it, give me a shout. The email address is in the description. And I'm sure we can sort something out if you're good enough. I just have no idea. I can send you the video and let you do what you want with it. But thank you in advance. Anthony says, watch something from the 2006 tournament, I think it was. We took a player who hadn't played for 6 months and a few other things that Southgate seems to have nicked or mimicked. But I'm staying positive. It wouldn't happen to be Wayne Rooney's injury, would it, by any chance? The old metatarsal. Switzerland could be an underdog, says Ben.
I think he's right. I mean, they've got some decent players also.
They always flatter to deceive, though, Switzerland, for me. You know, they always come into tournaments with decent squads, but they seem to flatter to deceive. Alex, I mean, are you holding out any hope for the Scots?
I think if they don't start well, I think they could finish bottom of the group. They've got a good squad, but Hungary and Switzerland are absolutely no slouches by any means of the imagination. Hungary are on a fantastic run of form. They don't lose very often. They lost to Ireland recently, and that was it. The last time they lost was back in 2022 to Italy. So they're undefeated in quite a long time, with the exception of that Ireland game. They've got a good core. Salah's doing very well up front. Barnabas Vargas scores quite a lot of goals for them. Szoboszlai, of course, we already know is there as well. They demolished us, to be fair to them. They're a good side. So, yeah, I expect them to do well. And then Switzerland, like you said, always come with a typically good squad. You know, they've got Kobel, the goalkeeper for Dortmund, who was in the Champions League final. They've got Sommer as a backup. You've got Kanji, who's a Premier League champion defender. Fabian Schär, of course, is the champion in his own right. You've got some fantastic players there as well. You've got Zakaria in midfield, Granit Xhaka, Shaqiri still plays for them. And then forwards such as Mbolo, who's at Monaco at the moment. You've also got Noah Okafor.
See, Mbolo, he's the one, you know, I was talking about flatter, Alex, to deceive. He is one that I just, you know, he seems to have been around for a million years, Embolo, and he never seems to do it in the big tournaments. He scored a few goals here and there, but he's not. He always flatters again, like some of the Swiss side, just flatter to deceive. I mean, Hungary, Billy, will be confident. Obviously, you know, they've lost one of 16 games going into the tournament. They've got some wonderful players there. Germany, I think, will be worried though, because you know Germany haven't hit the heights lately, and given that it's on home soil, they could be really up against it and feel the pressure. And we know sometimes when Germany feel the pressure, it doesn't work for them.
Yeah, it's a massive, massive pressure played at home, but it's also a massive boost when you've got the whole crowd behind you, most of the crowd behind you. Germans have got a building from youth, aren't they? Again, they've got some good players. It's going to be a very open group, this one, a really open group. But I mean, the Germans are going to be, as always, hard to beat. And as I always say, the old adage in cliches never write off the Germans, don't they? So yeah, I mean, it's going to be a really open group. I can't pick a winner of that group, if I'm perfectly honest.
Tom says the Copa America doesn't start till the 21st of July, so it's still a long way off. Over a month before that actually gets underway. Go on, Alex.
I can. It's going to be Germany. Germany will top the group. I'll be stunned if they don't.
Yeah,
they've beaten France recently. They've beaten the Netherlands recently. They've looked good. They've been rotating and trying things out. Their squad is absurd. You've got obviously Manuel Neuer and Marc-Andre ter Stegen, the two top German goalkeepers. They've also called up a big shout out to Oliver Bowman from Hoffenheim, who managed to get involved. He's a good goalkeeper as well that goes under the radar. But the rest of the squad is just ridiculous. They've got Schlotterbeck, Rudiger. You've got Robin Koch as well, who's a decent backup. I know people might not because he was involved with Leeds. Still very good. Jonathan Tah at Leverkusen. The midfield is absurd still. Gundogan is still kicking around. Toni Kroos, Musiala, Sané, Florian Wirtz. You've got Maximilian Baer for Hoffenheim as well. Füllkrug, who we know very well. Kai Havertz, Thomas Müller, Dennis Undav, who has absolutely demolished the Bundesliga for Stuttgart this year. So they've got, five very competent forwards, or four competent forwards. That is, and then we're discounting Sané and Wirtz because they're more behind the striker, but they're just absolutely stacked. They're so balanced. I think they could be one of the teams to go all the way, definitely, especially on home soil. So I'd be shocked if they don't top that group.
Well, recent history in tournaments, so I mean, very recent history. That haven't.
You know how I feel about historical stats.
It's not ancient history. It's recent history. Didn't even get out of the group, did they? In 2 or 3 tournaments.
No, I think the pressure will be on them. I do tend to think that they will win the group simply because they're on home soil. But you know, the pressure, it's all on them. It's all on them for this tournament. But I do think they'll win this group. By the way, everybody saying in the chat that I'm wearing a Dundee United top. You are very, very mistaken. It is South Shields away strip. The Mariners from Vanarama Northern League. So, guys,
Vanarama National League North, yeah.
National League North is what I meant. Yeah. I knew what league they were in. It's the same bloody thing. Leave us alone. So it's not Dundee United. It's of course South Shields. JT Toon says Billy turning all Edward Longshanks. Who the hell is Edward Longshanks?
He's in Braveheart, isn't he?
Oh, I have no idea.
Not that I've ever watched it.
Well, I saw it a long time ago. Wacky Angler says we need to play a lot better than we did in the past 2 friendlies. It's our backup line or back line that I worry about. Foxy says 4 best third place teams will qualify as well. So can see Switzerland third. I mean, I understand that, but I do genuinely think that Scotland have a chance here. You know, they have got a few decent players in that squad. And I'm not writing Scotland off.
It's definitely possible, but as things stand on paper now, they're dead last in that group unless they can overperform and do very well against Switzerland, pick more points up, maybe get a lucky result against Germany or something. Yeah, I mean it's definitely possible. It's a knockout competition. It's the group stage. Anything can happen. Couple of games, 6 points, all of a sudden you're through. Anything can happen in this kind of competition. So
I mean, Scotland's got the opposite problem to what England's got. They've got a crap forward line, absolutely appalling. That's
Yeah,
where
it's
they're
not good
going to
enough for
fail.
this
They're
competition.
not going to score goals.
Well, so it's been Scotland's problem for a long time, having an out-and-out striker, a quality striker who can do it on the international scene. Me growing up, Scotland were blessed with strikers, with absolutely fantastic strikers. You look back to the days of Ali McCoist, etc. You know, they had players that could put the ball in the net, and it's just not happening at the minute. But look, whatever you think, Clark's done a good job with them. He's done a very good job. And look, they've made another tournament, so let's see how they do.
He has the best coach in the world alongside him, doesn't he?
Well,
so in his own mind.
Yeah. Well, yes, in his own mind, yes.
And another thing Scotland's got that England don't have is left backs. Robertson and Tierney.
Yeah.
Either one of those would be in England's side, wouldn't they?
Absolutely. Right. So who are we going for from the group then? Who we saying top two? We'll not bother with the third place. We'll just go for top two.
Germany and Hungary.
Billy?
I think Hungary, Germany, Switzerland third.
Yeah, I'm going Hungary, Germany as well. But I'm looking.
You think Hungary are going to top the group?
I think they will. I think Hungary will come top and Germany will come second, because I think Hungary will beat Germany. They did it recently. Okay. They beat Germany recently, so I can see that happening again. Lawrence says, remember signing Embolo as a backup striker on my FIFA 18 Barca career. Bloody hell. Yeah, he has been around an awful lot of time. Jake says Germany will win the whole thing. I'm not so sure about that. Seaside Toon, he says, I hate to say it, but France are a good cup team. I hope I'm wrong. England will get to the quarters. France are very, very heavily backed. And why shouldn't they be? They're extremely, extremely good. Warren says, can you not shove Billy along and have the groups as a fourth screen, Paul? No, not on here. But we are looking at new stuff in the future. But anyway, it's only 4 teams. You cannot forget the 4 teams that we're talking about. Jeez. Unless you've been on the old... Right, let's look at Group B. And that consists of Spain, Croatia, Italy, and Albania. I would probably guess, Billy, that Albania not quite the favourites to go through in this group.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's their first major tournament, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
It'd be a fantastic experience for them. And I think they'll enjoy the week there. But, I mean, it's they've got 2 massive hitters in there, haven't they, with Italians and Spain, although Italy haven't been great recently. Mm-hmm. And Croatia, of course, always kind of perform at major tournaments, don't they? So it's going to be a hard week for them, I think.
Yeah, but you look at the other 3, Alex, and it's a hell of a 3 teams to go against each other.
Yeah, it's mad. I mean, Spain have kind of sorted themselves out in the last couple of years. Not as stacked goalkeeper-wise as they once were with sort of David Raya and Unai Simon. But the rest of the squad is just stacked. You've got Nacho, Dani Carvajal, so the 2 Real Madrid defenders. Your favourite Cucurella is in the squad. Grimaldo from Leverkusen, who's been fantastic this year. They're just so blessed with depth. It's ridiculous. They've even got Aymeric Laporte kicking about as well. Yeah. And then the midfield, the options for sort of the linchpins. You've got Marino in there, Pedri, Rodri, Zubimendi's in there. Although I have got a bone to pick with UEFA's official website, because everybody who's from PSG, they've got in brackets Paris. There is a team called Paris FC.
There is Paris FC, yeah.
Who are more appropriately named. So can we not disrespect the other teams? I'm not French. Couldn't give two rats about Paris. However, there are 2 teams in Paris. Well, probably more. But yeah, they're absolutely stacked. And then forwards, of course, I mean, they've got Joselu up front, so they're going to win the whole thing. But beyond that, Jesus Navas is somehow still playing.
Wow. I mean, he's
73.
Well, apparently. And of course, Perez is in this squad.
Perez made the squad, didn't he? Yeah.
He has. So Dani Olmo, Ayoze Perez. I don't know why I'm pronouncing it all in Spanish. Ayoze Perez. Sorry, guys. Ferran Torres is in there. And then, of course, the young gun, Yamal from Barcelona is there, who I believe is the youngest player at the tournament. Yes, he is. 16 years and 10 months old. Just behind Zaire Emery at PSG, 18 years and 3 months. We've got a couple of players on this list, though, with Mainu and Bellingham. but we're not talking about. Oh, and Adam Wharton, but we're not talking about us. So Spain are ridiculous. I spent all of that just talking about Spain because they're that ridiculous. We'll get to the others in a minute.
Warren wasn't ridiculing you. I'm just saying we are looking at doing something else with software, so hopefully that'll be coming along in the foreseeable future. Foxy says, wouldn't be surprised to see third place not have enough points to go through. Croatia, Italy, and Spain will take points off each other. That's a good point. I mean, Croatia, Billy, they always put a show on, and you know, they're not a bad squad, Croatia, and to be honest, it's Italy that I can see missing out. I don't think Italy are as strong as they have been in recent tournaments. Of course, they didn't make the World Cup last time, did they? So I'm not sure. I think the Spanish, for me, are the team that will win the group.
I think the Spanish weakness is forwards. Morata and people like that still playing.
Yeah.
Still making a good living at a high level. But are they really at the world class level? I'm not so sure. Italy are pretty much the same, actually. Scamacca, Moses Keane, they're kind of in their squad.
He's not even in the squad. They got
Keane not in now.
No, Raspadori, Scamacca.
Raspadori ain't too bad, but
El
again,
Shaarawy, he's a wide player.
Are they that level?
A wide player.
I don't think so. Chiesa is an excellent player, but from a centre forward point of view, I'm not sure about them. Croatia, aging side, still got Modric, Brozovic, people like that. Gvardiol, of course. So they're a good side, but again, don't think they're going to win it. But it's going to be a tough group to predict that one.
Warren, if you're going to insult me, try and get your spelling right, mate. Very rich coming from someone dressed as a giant Satsumo. I mean, am I a sumo wrestler or I am a Satsuma? Come on, Warren. It's a bit of banter, mate. There's no need to go down that route. Modric is still going strong, says King Hoddle, the little general. Alexander says, in Paris, we always say Germain or PSG because Paris FC is a small club but a respected one. So some fans find it offensive that they say Paris. Tom then goes on to say that there's 3 pro teams in Paris. Paris Saint-Germain, Paris FC, and Red Star Paris. So there you go. That's your education for the night. Lawrence says, do actually fly to Spain 2 days after the final. Well, I mean, if Spain win it, there'll be celebrations going on.
Can I throw out a bit of a controversial shout as well? I don't think Italy are going to get out of this group.
I don't think Italy are very good.
Croatia, I think, are really balanced. Borna Sosa for Ajax, Gvardiol in defence. The midfield is still so stacked, and they have got some youth coming through. So the old guard in Modric, Brozovic, Kovacic, but then they've got Luka Sucic for Salzburg is in there, and Baturina for Dinamo Zagreb as well is a fantastic pickup in Football Manager. Whether he does the business in real life is another conversation, but they've got some good young players coming through. Yeah. And then they've still got Andre Kramaric at Hoffenheim up front. Perisic is getting on, but may be able to still do a job. I think they're far more balanced, and I completely agree with what Billy's just said. They're bottom heavy, I would say, is probably fair for Italy's case. I'm not convinced by Raspadori and Scamacca to be able to win an international tournament like this. No. But then, obviously, they don't have Tonali in there. They've got Barella, Jorginho, Pellegrini. I mean, it's okay. It's good. And then the defense is obviously very stacked. You've got just everyone in there. But I think Croatia might pip for second place, and it might be Spain and Croatia.
I think Italy might have a problem because Italy will not get, as a commenter said there, they will take points off each other. So Italy might find it even 100%. Difficult to get a third place qualification. And as Kieran says there, not having Tonali weakens their midfield as well, of course. Because he's a big player for them, isn't he? So
I think Albania will also get one result. They won't get out the group, but I think they might annoy someone. They've got Armando Broja up front. Broja, however we're supposed to say that.
Broja,
so he's a decent striker. He might cause an upset. But yeah, I think Italy. I'll be shocked if they actually get out of the group.
I mean, the thing is, Billy, that you tend to get you tend to get a couple of shock results in these big tournaments, don't you? And I could see one coming here. You know, like Albania beating Italy, for example. I mean, you could see it because Italy, if they start feeling again the pressure, that they haven't hit the heights of what they have. I know they won last time in the Euros, but that they shouldn't have won that final if we're being honest. However, they did. But I just think that they're going to really struggle this tournament.
Well, they were based on the two centre halves, weren't they? Bonucci and the other fellow, I always forget his name. The two old fellas that are now retired.
Chiellini and Bonucci.
Chiellini. Yeah. Them two. What a good keeper. I just don't think they're enterprising enough, if I'm honest. They've got. I like DiMarco at left wing back. I think he's a good player, but yeah, Albania will treat it as no pressure on them whatsoever, and will go out and enjoy themselves. And they could sneak a win against somebody. They could, no doubt.
Yeah. Simon Muller's been a member for 3 months, and Simon says Italy performed their best when no one expected. Good point. But I just don't think they're strong enough this time around. Kev says, when it is officially acceptable to play 3 Lions? Never.
This week?
Always.
No, come on, guys. We need something different now, surely. Surely 3 Lions has had its course.
I think 3. I think World Emotion's the best one anyway, by a country mile.
Oh, God, yes. Absolutely 100%. John Barnes with his little bit of rap. You got to go and do it at the right time. All that kind of stuff.
Great tune.
Absolutely fabulous tune. Just quality. Just quality. But 3 Lions for me. But this is what I mean about, very quiet build-up from the England fans towards this tournament.
That's because they've watched this. That's why.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's no kind of momentum for the fans going into this tournament. I haven't seen any cars with England flags out the windows, and tournaments gone by. A few days before the tournament starts, normally you'd see a procession of flags out the cars. Cheering
it's
on
that
England.
Funny cream jumper that Southgate started wearing. It's scaring everyone. He needs to put his waistcoat back on.
By the way, the Copa America starts 21st of June, not July. So maybe that was a typo. I think it was it Tom?
Yeah, I was going to say they wouldn't have met up with the international squads now if it's not for another month. That'd be ridiculous.
Very early. Tom's had a castor. There's always a big team that goes out in the group stages. Yeah, and I honestly think it's Italy. So who we got winning that group then, guys? I'm going for Spain and Croatia to finish runners up.
Same.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Foxy says Albania have recently had draws against the Faroe Islands and Moldova. It's not really. It's not really filling the world of Albania fans. I mean, what, they got 50 or so of them, maybe. Croatia have very talented sportsmen, good tennis players too. Yeah, they do. Vindaloo by Fat Les was superb. I loved Vindaloo as well.
Yeah, it's funny.
Absolutely. Paul, have you got your new granny ready? Granny's ready to go. She was ready to go against Iceland, but we it didn't happen. But she's all kitted out in our England strip, ready to go. But we'll see. I agree with Kev. Vindaloo is superb, says Mason. So is Life of Riley.
Yeah, but that's not an England song. That's just a Locking Seed song.
Yeah. Right. We shall now move on to the. We're going to leave Group C till last for obvious reasons. So we'll head across to Group D now, and that consists of Poland, Netherlands, Austria, and France. Now, for me, this is the group of death, if there is one in the tournament. I think that this is the big one because I don't think Austria are a bad side. I don't think Poland are. Netherlands and France will be obviously favourites to get through, but it's going to be a cracking group, that, Billy.
Yeah, 4 good sides, aren't they? You know, everyone's favourites, or a lot of people's favourites are France, and probably rightly so. Holland, when they turn up, they can be fantastic. Austria, Ragnick's done a good job with them. And who's the team again?
It is France, Austria, Poland, and Netherlands.
Poland, yeah. Poland got Lewandowski. Got some good players. They had the players in Italy. I can't think his name is on the wing. Zalewski, a bad player. Lots of pace. So, yeah, it could be a very interesting group, this one. Could be a good one to watch.
Alex, Lewandowski, of course, Very, 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 very good striker. But is he on the wrong end of his career now where, he's going to be a major threat for Poland? Or do you think he's still got
he
it?
will be a major threat. However, he showed glimpses of being able to do it physically for Barcelona, and then sections where he couldn't. But yeah, it's kind of a sad tournament for Poland in that it is the changing of the guard. Most of that old golden generation for them have gone now.
Yeah.
The Piszczeks and Blaszczykowskis and Glik, they've all gone. So you've got a few big hitters. You've got Krzysztof Piątek, who has gone to Turkey, funnily enough, who didn't quite work out for him in Serie A. El Pistolero, he does all the funny celebrations. Lewandowski up front is the big hitter. A few players in midfield like Nikola Zalewski, as Billy mentioned. He typically plays as a wing back, though. Jakub Moder, people know from Brighton, is a decent player. You also have Zielinski, who's the 10 for Napoli, who's a fantastic player. Beyond then, it's not great. They've got Kamil Grosicki for Pogoń Szczecin. A lot of them have gone back to Poland. He, of course, played for Hull, was it? Was it Hull? I think it was Hull. A lot of them are a bit meh nowadays. In terms of the defence as well, it's quite concerning that the best player is Kiwior. Second, probably Bednarek from Southampton. And then a lot of them are playing, well, to be fair, at reasonable levels. You've got Puchacz for Kaiserslautern. Bereszyński plays for Empoli. So it's okay levels. And of course, you've got Szczęsny in goal. But it's
what about Mateusz Kaszki?
Where's he? He's not in the squad.
Not in the squad.
Matty Cash
said it wrong.
Matty
Cash, he's injured. He didn't get in the squad because he was injured. Yeah,
okay.
He didn't get called up.
Well, by the way, Lewandowski's injured as well for the first game. I think he's going to miss the first game.
People have mentioned that, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure who they're going to play up front as a replacement. But yeah, I don't think Poland are going to get out of their group, unfortunately.
Milik? Will it be Milik? Is Milik still
No, he's not been called up either.
Wow.
Arkadiusz Milik, no, he's not there.
That's a big surprise, isn't it?
So, yeah, I mean, for people who don't know, people who are new, I used to live in Poland and follow Poland quite heavily. So it's definitely a transitioning international team. It's not super optimistic at the moment for them.
I mean, in fairness, yes, it's a difficult group, but I think France, for me, will win the group. I'm under no doubt about that. I think the way...
I'm not as convinced by their squad on paper, though. I've got
who, the French?
Yeah, I mean, Areola for West Ham in goal, Mike Magnon for AC Milan. They're good goalkeepers. Defenders, again, Ferland Mendy for Real Madrid. Teo Hernandez is good. Kanate for Liverpool's good. Saliba's fantastic. It's very strong, but again, I don't think it's sort of bucket stronger than some of the other big teams.
Yeah. I mean, it also apparently Foxy says Milic got injured in a friendly leading up to the tournament, so
Milik, okay.
he's that's why he's been left out. I thought it must be injury. But look, the Netherlands are one of these teams that you don't know. You just don't know how they're going to play in major tournaments. They can either be sensational or they can be absolute garbage. And I think the Netherlands, for me, Billy, are due a little bit of a run in a major tournament. They've got talented players. They just need to put it. And the criticism we've seen of maybe Dutch teams in the past has been that they've got some fantastic individual players, but when it comes to a team game, they've never quite gelled.
Well, of course, we all know the captain's Van Dijk. He's a leader, a fantastic leader. They've got some precocious talent. Xavi Simons.
He scored as well the other day.
Yeah, good player, hell of a player, and could be someone to watch in the tournament. Daniel Malen, who's kind of jumped at the bit to play because he hasn't been playing much for his club. And there are some players in there that have got things to prove. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to watching the Dutch. Because if they turn it on, they have a very good side. Memphis Depay seems to be an absolute fantastic player for them.
Yeah, I think he's since he's left English football, he's gone to higher heights again, hasn't he, in his career? So he's playing well.
I've got a little shout out for people who are interested in NUFC transfers as well. The Geertruida for Feyenoord. I think we were linked with him. Although he's not the guy who's just signed for Leipzig, is it? Is that him? So one of the people we reviewed the other day has just gone to Leipzig. I hope it wasn't him. Maybe it is him. In that case, don't worry about it. No. This is the Feyenoord right back. Don't think so.
Warren says France are amazing, but their temperament can be their downfall. Well, we've seen that in previous tournaments, haven't we? Where the French they've gone with absolutely a fantastic squad, and then all of a sudden infighting has appeared. I don't think we've seen it in later tournaments, but it can happen, Billy. They can be quite temperamental.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we all saw the 2002 World Cup where they turned up thinking they were going to win it and got beat by Senegal in the opening game.
Yeah.
Now, it happens to them sometimes. They do get the Latino Mediterranean shrug going on and things like that, and Gallic shrug. I just think that the quality of the players they have, I mean, they have a fantastic mix up front with Mbappe and Dembele, and Giroud doing it in the middle still. He's still scoring goals for them. Yeah. It's his last tournament as well. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the defence. They've got a fantastic midfield. Defensively, again, like Stato says, the keeper probably the weak link. I think Moynihan is probably their best goalkeeper at the minute. Moynihan, however you want to say it. Yeah. They're going to be good to watch, so aren't
they? Joe Bentley's asking, are we doing watch-alongs for Brazil or just England? We're doing a lot of commentary games for Euro 2024. I'm not sure about the Copa America, to be honest. I think there's, to be honest, I think there's more scope on the Euros over here than there is the Copa America. But having said that, we will maybe have a look when Brazil are playing and see what we can do, because it would be good to see, obviously, Bruno playing over there and competing at the very highest level. So we probably will. We are all going to be winners watching the Toon Review watch-alongs and shows. Thank you very much. Let's have a look. Asan Quadrago, have I pronounced that right? Who we reviewed a few days ago, also going to Leipzig.
Yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy that we did in a transfer show. He's gone to Leipzig.
Yeah. World of Football says, hi lads, French fan here. We had a very bad Euros last year as we had all our left backs injured and had to play Rabiot and left wing back who gets cooked, and we missed penalties. I think we will win the Euros this year. Well, you're certainly up there as one of the favourites.
We had Jordan Pickford in goal and we got to the final, so we were equally as handicapped.
Yeah. That's a terrible thing to say. Andrew, even TDR family, just want to say to the team, many thanks, presenters and mods, for your tireless efforts. Really love the channel. Always have, always will. Good people all around, including watchers. Thank you, Andrew. Very, very kind of you to say so. Will you be doing them in the language of the home team? Not a chance.
9.
Not a chance.
Not on Friday. Definitely not.
9? Well, Billy's. We're still debating whether Billy is allowed to commentate on the German game. I have to consult my lawyers before we make a final decision on that.
As long as they decide not to camp in their own half, we'll be all right.
Oh, God Almighty! It's.
And before we disappear off this group as well, can I just give a shout out to Austria, because more than capable of an upset. Yeah. They've got a nice balanced squad. You've got players like Grealish in there, who Billy knows I'm a big fan of. You've got Konrad Laimer as well, the midfielder for Bayern Munich in there. You've got Sabitzer, who was fantastic for Dortmund all the way up to the Champions League final. And Altovic is still playing up front for them. So I wouldn't completely write them off for being able to cause a little bit of an upset in that group. Look at Austria's form. Why is it bad? I haven't had a chance to look at everybody's form.
Well, the fact that Foxy's put lol at the end of that, so I'm not very sure whether they've gone into it in good form or bad form,
didn't they?
As Ashley Barnes made the squad this time.
Oh, it's good. Okay, he wasn't sarcastic. They drew against Switzerland. They beat Serbia, beat Turkey, beat Slovakia, beat Germany, beat Estonia. But okay, yeah, no, they're in really good form as well. I stand not corrected.
So, you know what? It's a really tricky group, a really tricky group. And it's going to be very interesting watching how that one goes. Right. Oops. Where the hell have I gone there?
David Alaba as well at the back, remember?
Yep. We'll move to Group E, which consists... He's not in the squad.
No.
Group E, Belgium, Slovakia, Romania, and the Ukraine.
We didn't predict the winners of D, did we, yeah?
Oh, sorry, Billy. I do apologise. Who are we predicting that will win Group D?
I think it'll be France and Holland, if I'm perfectly honest.
Yeah, I'm going with France to win it, Holland to to runners up?
Austria third.
Alex?
Yeah, I'll go with that as well. That's a
Yep.
fair shout.
Okay, so are we okay to move to Group B now, Billy?
Yes, we can now, yes.
Thank you. Belgium, Slovakia, Romania, Ukraine. This has got to be Belgium's group, Billy, surely.
You'd think so. An aging side, though. I mean, the golden generation now fading away.
Yeah.
But you'd still take them to win this group, I would think, with the quality of play they still have left.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably the easiest group of the lot to get out of, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Interesting. Ab says Billy will need to show his papers before being allowed to commentate on Germany games. Yeah. Darren says, Billy, whose camp are you talking about? Is it mine? Sorry, mine. Oh, dear God. King Hoddle says Belgium top, Ukraine second, third is a toss-up. Belgium, Alex, I mean, I don't think Belgium are as strong as they have been in previous tournaments. If I'm honest, they've still got some fabulous players. Don't get me wrong, but I would assume that they'll be going into this tournament thinking that they should win the group.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. The squad's really balanced. I like the balance of this squad. Casteels or Kaminski in goal, unless they're ludicrous and put Matt Sells in. Hopefully not. The forward line is outrageous. Bakayoko for PSV, Carrasco, who went to Al Shabab. I must have missed that transfer. Didn't realize he went there. De Ketelaere, who's had a great season for Atalanta as well. Jeremy Dock, who's in there. Lukaku up front, Lois Openda. So they've got loads of different profiles of forwards they can use. Super balanced. De Bruyne is in there. Leandro Trossard, Amadou Onana, Tielemans, Axel Witsel, Vermeeren for Atletico Madrid. Super balanced. Maybe the defenders. Your friend Watt Faust is in the defence with Timothy Castagne as well, who wasn't great before he went to Fulham. Vertonghen's still in there. Anderlecht, he's still going. That's probably why King Hoddle likes Belgium, I would imagine. But yeah, it's a bit light on the defence. But the rest of it's fairly balanced. And yeah, they should top this group.
That was a very strange noise you just made there, Alex. Yeah, you sounded like yeah, we do well, yeah.
They should. They should top this group. I mean, Slovakia, for me, are a bit underwhelming. Romania as well. I think these two aren't strong enough for this sort of tournament. And then the Ukraine have been pulling a lot of good results out recently. I mean, they beat us. Did they beat us? No, they drew with us. They got a late equaliser, didn't they? Yep. And they've still got some fantastic players with Dovbyk at Girona, Mudrik's in the squad, Yaramchuk's still there. So Yarmolenko, who is now gone back to the Ukraine, is playing for Dynamo Kiev. Very nice.
Dave says here the fact that Martinez is no longer the manager has to be a plus.
Definitely.
He's at Portugal now.
He's a terrible manager.
He's the Portugal manager.
Yeah.
Awful manager.
Dear
Awful
God.
club manager, in my opinion.
How the hell has he got these jobs, man? The Belgium job and now the Portugal one.
Because he won the FA Cup with Wigan, didn't he? That propelled everything.
Well,
while being relegated.
While being relegated.
Yeah, but that's fair enough. He won the FA Cup. We can't, nothing will change that. That is a fact. His
Everton tenure was awful.
It was terrible.
Really dire.
Yeah. Wacky says Belgium aren't the greatest as a team, in my opinion. Great individuals, but don't seem to gel when it matters. A bit like the Netherlands, Billy?
A little bit. But if you see Kevin De Bruyne in any kind of near his top form, then they're going to be good side to watch, aren't they? They've got some young talent as well. We've all seen Doku this season. They have Luca back here as well, who's a young striker for them. They could go quite a long way in the tournament, I think.
Now, of course, Slovakia have a certain Martin Dubravka in goal, so surely any team playing against them will just say shoot on side.
Do you think so?
Or play balls over
the right country to do it.
Play balls over the top.
Anyway. Yeah, Slovakia, I've just had a look down the list. You've got, I mean, what people are going to know, Dubravka, Skriniar, Hanko as well for Feyenoord, who we've done on a couple of transfer shows, and beyond that, it's pretty poor viewing. Lobotka as well for Napoli, I guess. But they're going to have to pull something out of the bag. Although, that being said, Romania is also in the group. And I can't, off the top of my head, name you a Romanian player. So,
Georgia Hadjiston. Is there anyone I'd know?
Yeah. Foxy says, watch out for, I thought it said Sudakrem there, Sudakov for the Ukraine.
Dragusin is Romanian for Spurs. Of course he is. There's one. I know one.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Billy, the Romanian teams of the past have had some fabulous players.
I think they have a couple of players who play for university teams in the squad. That
wouldn't surprise
me. Professional team, or is that just the university?
Craiova? Is it Craiova by any chance?
Yeah,
I think it's the top side in.
Oh, is it?
Steaua Bucharest University Craiova? Yeah, for years. Yeah. What are you saying, Paul? Then about Romanians in the past? Oh, they've had some fantastic players, haven't they?
Yeah, like they used to. I remember the teams in the sort of 80s and early 90s in sort of major tournaments. Obviously, Hadji was the one that stands out a mile. Who was the right back? There was a lot of Q's and Q's, wasn't there? Yeah,
Dan Petrescu.
Dan Petrescu, yeah.
Popescu, who was at Spurs as well in Barcelona.
Yeah, we'll not talk about the one that played for Chelsea and got banned. Anyway. Tristan says Paul Minty has been sold by Newcastle. Keith Downey just stated it unloaded.
Oh, well, we'll believe that when it happens.
Yeah, we'll see what the club say. Simple as that. And what you do?
Surely he said they're being considered.
Tristan, where on? Why are you watching elsewhere? You should hang your head in shame. Dumitrescu says King Hoddle as well. Yeah, Dumitrescu was a fabulous player. So who are we going for this group then, guys? I think it's pretty straightforward to the winners. But I think it's a toss-up really I mean, we don't know much about Romania, do we? I mean, they come in very unknown to us. I would say Ukraine for runners-up.
Belgium and Ukraine.
Yeah, I'd say so. Belgium, Ukraine.
Okay, so let's now turn our attention to Group F before we move to, of course, Angleterre's group. This features Turkey, Georgia, Portugal, and, of course, Czechia now. They've changed their country's name so many times. It's now Czechia. Again, Billy, Portugal, surely the favourites.
Yeah, they've still got Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes. They are hampered by the manager, I think.
Yeah,
but Ruben Diaz have got some great players. They'll be the massive favourites in this group, I would imagine.
Alex?
Yeah, I mean, we don't need to bang on too much about them. They're fantastic. Rafael Leao up front with Gonçalo Ramos, Ronaldo, João Felix. The midfield is stacked. João Paulinho from Fulham, who's about to go to Bayern Munich. And then Bruno Fernandes as well. Ruben Neves, Mateus Nunes for City, Bernardo Silva. They are stacked. I mean, potential dark horses for this competition, to be fair, because a lot of people are talking about Germany, Spain, France. No, I've not seen that many shots for Portugal, and their squad is fantastic. So
Martinez, I think it's the Martinez factor.
Yeah, that may be it. I mean, the rest of the group is I'd say a fair toss-up, to be fair. I mean, Turkey possibly quite strong. Czechia probably a bit lopsided, a bit top-heavy with Adam Hlojek and Patrick Schick. And Georgia,
I would love Patrick Schick. Is one of I would have loved him at the Toon. I really would.
One of my favourite players, Patrick Schick, has been for the past 3 or 4 years.
Brilliant player. Foxy says Georgia have ex-Bayern and French legend Willy Sagnol as their manager.
Good fullback.
Yeah, well, excellent fullback, wasn't he? A good player. Is Pepe still playing at the back for Portugal?
Yes.
Is he in this squad? I imagine so.
I'm pretty sure he is, yeah.
Yes, he is.
93 years of age, but he's still doing a good job.
I think he's 41 now. Still at the back for Porto.
10,000 yellow cards in his career. 2,000 red cards.
Yeah, he likes to rough it up a little bit, does Pepe?
I don't think I've seen a game where he's not been booked. Ever.
Do you know what? That's a good point, Billy. The times I've watched him, he's always got a yellow card or even a red for that matter. Somebody called Marmadashvili's in the Georgian squad.
Whoever he is.
Never heard of him.
They've got some good players. Kvaratskhelia, he's a fantastic player.
And there's one.
Yeah, there you go. 2 good players. I've got. Gets by.
The rest of the list.
Yeah.
A lot of them do play for. You've got Sturm Graz was obviously a good team in Austria. You've got Poznan. Anybody out of the extra class, I don't trust. a couple of Greek teams, a couple of teams from I think those are Emirati teams, Slovan Bratislava. Yeah, I'm not convinced by where these people are playing that the squad's going to be strong enough. You can often tell by the leagues they're in.
Is King Clancy still in the squad?
In that being said, I think Slovakia is the same sort of not Slovakia even. Who are we looking at? Czech Republic. Let's not mix up that.
Don't say Czech Republic, Alex.
Czechia. It's Czechia now.
Yes.
It's a much of a muchness there, though. You've got most of their squad are playing in the Czech Republic or
They're not the Czech Republic.
Czechia. It's the same place.
They're still the Czechs.
Yes.
They're still the Czechs.
They are still the Czechs.
But it is, guys, we have to be politically correct on this show. You know that. And we are always politically correct on the Toon Review. We never upset countries. So,
it's basically two teams. You've got Slavia Praha, Victoria Pilsen, Slavia Praha. Yeah, it's just those two teams repeated. And then you've got
Can I just interrupt you there, Alex? Slavia Praha is actually, as we know it in this country, Slavia Prague. It's just Alex.
I'm just pronouncing it how it's written.
Czechia. Well, yeah. Czechia have got a good chance of winning it. Good chance of winning it alongside Prussia.
Although we haven't mentioned any Turkish players yet. Hang on, who's in Turkey's squad? Oh, the Wonder Boy must be in there. Where's Turkey?
Well, Ardagula certainly is, isn't he?
Gula's definitely in the
That's
squad,
who I'm talking about. Who's Turkey's squad?
Ozcan got some good players.
You've got Demiral is in there, who went to Al Ahly with St. Maximin. Didn't know that. Çalhanoğlu's in there for Inter. He's a fantastic player. Ozcan for Dortmund. You've got Ardagula is obviously playing. Tosun for Besiktas, who was obviously at Everton. Kiliksoy, however pronouncing that. The player for Besiktas we reviewed on a recent transfer show is also there.
Interesting, interesting type. They are. I'm looking forward to watch them with the youth they've got. Kiliksoy and Gula, they're both getting the same team.
Oh, Kadioglu as well. The Fenerbahce. He did the Turkish Trippier as we kind of reviewed him as.
So who are we going for, gentlemen? I'm going for Portugal to win the group, Turkey for runners-up. Billy?
Yeah, it has to be that.
I mean, I don't know. Czechia with the strike force.
Schick as well, haven't they?
Tricky, Schick and Hozek. If they go on a bit of a run.
Yeah, but I know they're two quality players, but you've got to get the ball to them as well, remember? And I'm not sure if they've got what it takes.
Well, I'm sorry. If Daniel Sturridge can nearly win you a Premier League title, then anybody can up for it, can't they?
Wow. Okay.
I'll go with Turkey, but I'm uncomfortable with that decision because I think it's very open. I'll go Portugal and Turkey.
Portugal, Turkey. Okay. Right. And the final group of the evening, of course, is the big one for us, is Group C. Slovenia, Denmark, Serbia, and England. Surely we are good enough to win this group, Billy.
You'd hope so. But given how we've played against sides of a less quality than what are in this group recently, it's not a given. It's certainly not a given. Hopefully we'll get to a tournament and they start clicking into gear and then they can win the group, but it's not a given. Absolutely not.
I mean, again, Alex, it depends on the manager, doesn't he? How he sets us up and asks us to play, because you'd think that the talent that England have, if the shackles were off, then surely we're good enough to beat the other three nations there. And that's not being big-headed or overconfident. That is just saying that the players that we have should be good enough to beat these three countries. Yeah,
they should be. There's no reason we shouldn't be topping this group. If we don't top this group, he needs to be sacked. He should have been sacked a long time ago anyway. I don't care all of this nonsense that's coming out about it's his last tournament anyway and blah, 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 blah. Shut up.
Well, he has come out today and said that if England don't win the tournament, then he probably won't stay in charge of the national team.
It's not the time to be having these conversations. Focus on the tournament. He's got a job to do. He gets paid a salary to do it.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous in my opinion. And with teams like Slovenia in our group, we should be demolishing people with the talent we've got. We've arguably got the best player in England, who was voted the best player in England last year, in Phil Foden. The best player in Spain in Jude Bellingham, the best player in Germany in Harry Kane. You've got John Stones, who was a treble winner.
Mm-hmm.
There's no excuses. There's absolutely no excuses. We should be good enough. And if we aren't, there's going to need to be serious questions because I'm not saying we should win it, but we should absolutely top this group. Half of the players for Slovenia side, fine. They've got Benjamin Šeško up front. Fantastic. Could be very, very interesting. But the rest of their squad, a lot of them play in Poland or Greece. Again, a much lower level. We should be absolutely smacking these off the park.
Well, as Foxy says there, Serbia are underestimated team, very similar to us, being poor defensively, but great going forward. Of course, Vlahovic, Tadic, Mitrovic, Milinkovic, Savic, Ilic, Jovic, and Kostic. They've got some talent there.
Yeah, well, I mean, Milinkovic Savic has been in Saudi, hasn't he? So a little bit of a different standard for him, but
it's going to be a hard side to beat. They've a physical side, but they've got some technical, really good players too. And I do worry about whoever plays up front for them against our defence. I've got to be our central defence anyway, with Stones ill apparently now, and Maguire not in the squad. I mean, it's mad to say this, but I'd be a lot more confident if Harry Maguire was actually in the squad.
Well, he's certainly done okay for England, hasn't he? But that's my concern is the fact that the way we've played in the build-up to this tournament, we are now going to have, the likes of Mitrovic, etc., who love a good hard battle. And let's be honest, that's where Serbia will probably, target England is to they will look at that back four and think there's no way that is England's strongest ever back four, and they will try and get at us. Set pieces is going to be massive for them.
Yeah, well, they've got flexibility with their forward line. Luka Jovic is there as an option. Kostic is very different, but you think the big hitters are either going to be Mitrovic or Vlahovic for Juventus. They're just terrifying. And Milinkovic Savic has been around for a very long time, could pull the strings. Lukic at Fulham is a good Premier League player, but they are a bit top heavy. But yeah, they're not a bad side at all. If we don't turn up, if we do what we did the other night, we'll lose to Serbia, hands down. We have to improve.
So do you think if Southgate goes into this first game, Alex, and does what he normally does, right, and goes out not to lose, that will be our downfall?
We should be going out to score 5 against a team like this. With Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham behind him, there's a problem if we're not.
I agree.
What do you think about Denmark? Because I like Coffee saying there, Denmark's team can cause some serious damage as well.
Let's get Denmark up.
It's strange enough, I had a pepperoni pizza earlier, and it looked just spitting image of Rasmus Højlund.
I mean, they're quite, I'd say top heavy. I guess they're quite balanced. Poulsen at Leipzig. Kasper Dolberg has gone back to Anderlecht. He never quite hit the heights that he was meant to. And then Rasmus Højlund. You've got a really interesting midfield with Thomas Delaney, Højbjerg for Tottenham. You've got Eriksson from Man United, Jensen. Basically, half of Brentford's team play for Denmark.
Damsgaard, is he still there?
Damsgaard, Norgard, Jensen. Again, most of Brentford play for Denmark. Simon Kjaer for AC Milan. You've got Anderson for Crystal Palace, who we're all big fans of. Andreas Christensen for Barcelona. They've got a really nice balanced side, to be fair. Not bad.
Yeah.
I think they're probably with mobility and some pace. They don't have a lot of that, do they? So, I
think Skov Olsen's quite fast. I'm not sure he's going to start.
Denmark's never been a nation blessed with pace, though, have they? I mean, I don't remember any whippets playing for Denmark for quite a while now.
Dennis Ramadal, I guess, is probably the quickest.
Ramadal, yeah. Foxy says that Slovenia beat Sweden 3-0 the other day and played Mitro and Vlahovic up front.
Serbia, yeah.
Yeah, that would terrify me if they play both of them up front. Can you imagine Guehi and Dunk kind of up against those two together? I would be a little bit scared. Well, hopefully Stones will play, but...
Anybody with a half-decent right winger as well is going to run past Trippier or whoever plays at left back, whether it be Gomez or Trippier. Yeah, it's going to be hard for whoever plays at left back, out position. Yeah, it's going to be a tough tournament for us. I think so.
Well, let's predict the group, guys. Who is finishing top and who is going to be runners-up? Alex.
Tricky one. Top, I'm going to go for England. Anything less is a disappointment. Second is hard. I think it's going to be between Denmark and Serbia. even though I prefer Denmark's squad balance, I'm going to go with Serbia just because I think they've just got too much up front in terms of battering rams. So, yeah, England and Serbia.
Yeah, I've got England, Serbia as well. I think Serbia will just have a little bit too much. And Denmark may get a third place qualification. Billy Bob?
Yeah, I'll say England and Denmark. England, Denmark. Just to be different.
Oh, you're going with Denmark. Ooh.
Yeah.
Kush says he thinks Denmark will top the group. Wow. Okay.
I can definitely see Šeško scoring against us, though. 100%. Best
midfielder in the Danish press eyes is O'Reilly, not playing for Denmark, of course, the Celtic midfielder. So, he was linked with us not long ago. That's who else hasn't been linked with Newcastle. But on a Newcastle note, before we finish, it looks like Lloyd Kelly has completed his medical, but of course, we will wait for Newcastle United to announce that. And then we will bring it to you. But there you go. That is it for the Euro preview. It all kicks off on Friday evening. Germany against Scotland, of course. And we will have that on Match Day Live with us right here. Full commentary on the Toon Review. So you can watch it on the TV, knock the crappy commentary off and listen to us. And we'll all watch the tournament together. It's going to be hopefully a very, very good tournament. Lots of incident and lots of great football to be seen as well. So really looking forward to that. It all kicks off on Friday. But thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for your super chats and memberships. Mods, thank you. Billy and Alex, thank you to you as well. But thank you to everybody out there who's tuned in to watch. Whether the confidence of England is very high or not, I'm not so sure. But we will see. They kick off their campaign on Monday night, and that will be live on the channel as well. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening, folks, and we'll see you very soon. Take care.
How are the lads and lasses?
Come back and check out the